book reading session with Kiran Bedi ma'am was an informative one. She enlightened us with what was happening in the exterior world we were so unaware of, and reminded us of our duty as citizens of the country. Her answers to our questions clearly reflected her experiences as the first female IPS officer of India. She also recommended some of her own favorite authors. The session was an inclusive one which kept our energies high. All in all, it was a great learning experience with Kiran Bedi ma'am. The book reading session.
My hobby is to play cricket and football. I also love cycling as I'm doing it since my childhood. And on Sundays or on a holiday, I love to help my mother in kitchen gardening.
Talking about my hobbies, I enjoy engaging in various debate competitions and MUNs. Other than that, I love to write poetry and poems in my free time because it allows me to express my emotions freely. I also play judo as it helps me embrace the physical challenges and discipline all at once.
Interest in my life that makes my day alive along with academics are dancing, swimming and basketball, and also reading a lot of books. It gives me a sense of knowledge and accomplishment throughout.
My favorite hobbies are reading books, writing essays and stories, and learning different languages such as Japanese and English. My talent is singing. I like to perform singing competition.
My favorite hobbies are reading lots and lots of fictional books, watching lots of series and movies, and also playing tennis with my father and friends. I'm also extremely passionate about public speaking and debating events.
Reading books and playing chess. I can read books and play chess hours a day. I also have an interest in learning how to protect our environment and create a sustainable future for the generations to come.
Favorite book is A Little Book of Courage by Ruskin Bond. It consists of small quotes compiled together that gives us the meaning of hope, courage and optimism. It motivates me in day-to-day life and makes my day even more brighter.
This is my favorite book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book teaches timeless principles on communication, relationship building and how to influence others positively. This book is a must-read for people who want to improve their social skills and succeed in life.
I also love to read books. The most favorite book which I have ever read is The Valley of Kashmir, written by Walter R. Lawrence. In this book, he writes about geographical and religious, social and Kashmiri traditions. This is a very interesting book and I will recommend this to book lovers. Thank you.
My favorite book is the story of my experiments with the truth. This is an autobiography of Mohandas Karamchandra Gandhi, popularly known as the Mahatma Gandhi. This is not a book, this is a journey of a man who dedicated his life toward truth and non-violence. That's why I love this book. Thank you.
One of my all-time favorite books to read is The Immortals of Meluha, written by Miss Damish. I really loved the new sense of perspective brought into mythology and the way in which he has humanized Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati. It made me believe that even human beings are destined for greatness.
My favorite book is Secret, The Law of Attraction. It talks about the impacts of negative and positive mental attitude in our day-to-day lives. It also tells us how positive thinking and thoughts can help us shape our future in a much better way.
Very nice.
Jai
Very
Dharima.
nice.
Jai Dharima. We welcome our audience. We are collaborating with Indian Talent Olympiad, a lovely partnership. And your children have spoken so well. it should be a good discussion, a good, nice, wholesome discussion. 1 hour, you're thinking, you're reading, you're contemplating, you're reflecting. It's very evident from the books that you're reading. Ji, mami.
Welcome, children, to this book reading show number 135. You're a batch 135. So, before you, 134 batches of your age group children have gone through these sessions, and they are still connected. And many of them are still listening to this program. And they are now, maybe some of them may be 18 years old, 19 years old, but they're still connected with us. And so will you be. So, welcome to this show, and hope that you will contribute both ways, learn, and also share your ideas as you've done by through your book reading and your talents. So, welcome, Rihab. Hello, how are you doing, Rihab? So you're from Jammu and Kashmir.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you feel being a JNK? Every time you would be traveling in India or elsewhere, everybody must be very curious to you to ask you, tell us about your state, tell us about your place, isn't it, Rihab?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I feel very lucky to see that I am born in such a beautiful place. It is also known as heaven. So, as we all are seeing that all over the world, the heat wave is going on. But I think Kashmir is a place in which there is no impact at all as compared to the other places. And here we have scenic beauties, beautiful landscapes, and everything else which a person wants to wish.
How nice. So, what are the kind of questions you're asked?
Whenever I meet a tourist or my friend who lives outside JNK, he or she always asks me about, most probably everybody will ask me, or everybody has asked me till now, how does it feel to be in JNK?
So, is the feeling changing, Rihab? Are the students, have you seen any change in the feelings? Is there a growth? Is it an involvement? How have you seen the
Uh,
change in the last few years?
Ma'am, the last change which I have seen is the impact of the G20, which was held in India this year, the previous year.
Seen what? Did I not
That
hear you?
Sorry, ma'am. Ma'am, I was saying that the G20, which took place in India, it had a lot of impact in the infrastructure. The every, like a place, as you might know, Gulmarg. It also changed drastically.
How, in what ways you see change drastically? Nature wise, attitude wise, governance wise, administration, in what way?
Ma'am, the most important and the most effective was the infrastructure. There are some places like the Lal Chowk, the Polo View Market, that is mind blowing, and every tourist is attracted. Even the people living in the Kashmir are also attracted to it.
So it's is it a sense of more of community? Is it more of coming together? Is it seeing each other more often? Is it more people on the streets, or a feel of security? How? Rehab?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, more people got connected to each other, because when I every Sunday today, also at the evening time, I go out. I do cycling, as I have already said that I am interested in cycling. I go out. I go to the place where tourists are there. I love that there is unity in diversity, as we all know, which is very popular in India.
Good, wonderful.
Thank you.
Yashvi, what would you like to talk about yourself? You've talked about the book you read and your qualities. Anything else you want to tell us about yourself?
Good evening, ma'am. First of all, I am grateful to be a part of this session. And if asked about myself, I am Yashi Rajput. I'm currently studying in 12th standard. I study in Maharashtra Christian Public School, which is in Ashok Vihar, Delhi. I'm a passionate young individual who has a love for social service, which is why I was the youngest club president our school interact club ever had until my tenure, which is the year 2022. Other than that, beyond academics, I have been a part of various non-profit organizations, and few of my hobbies are writing poetry and playing sports. And talking about my favorite book, like I mentioned, it is Secret, The Secret Law of Attraction, because it talks about how positive thoughts can affect us in our day to day activities, course, and our life.
How is your class? What kind of contribution are your teachers making in your becoming more creative? Like you say, you write poetry. Or is this all within you, or is it the school environment or any teacher impacting you?
Ma'am, I would say it is a collective effort because the teachers in my school are very supportive, talking about the faculty, talking about various initiatives our school takes throughout the academic year, annually, because we are either hosting some tech fest or we are, participating in various competitions. And all of them, I would say, even our principal ma'am, all of my subject teachers who don't even teach me my subject, all of them help me push my boundaries even more. So yes, I'm truly grateful to be a part of this institution.
Hello, Sarumta. You are from Chennai. What's your school? You mention your school?
Yes, ma'am, I'm from Chennai. I'm from Innocent Memorial School, but I recently completed my 12th and I'm going to join Law College.
You're joining a college.
Yes, ma'am, Law
Which
College.
law college?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken the law exam?
No, ma'am. I took the university's entrance exam, not the CLAT.
Achha, you've taken the university entrance, and this
Yes, ma'am.
university entrance had a separate one for law exam.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is like 5-year course.
5-year course, ma'am. BA.
How tough was your exam, entrance exam?
I didn't find it that tough, ma'am. It was mostly about English comprehension and then some logical reasoning questions. So I found it very interesting.
What makes you go for law?
Actually, I'm a civil services aspirant, and I also love public speaking and debating. So we thought that if I took law, it would help me in my civil services career as well and for my exam as well. So that's why we took.
How many of your friends have also joined you, or are you by yourself joining law, or your
I'm
other
by
joined?
myself.
You're by yourself. What influenced you?
My father first recommended law, and since I love public speaking, I felt that this would be the right fit for me. And I also did not want to take engineering or medical field, so I felt this would be better.
So I know it's a very good, it's a very interesting preparation stage for you. It's a transition from school, which is an environment of a different kind, and certainly the law degree and college or university. What is the preparation? What is the transition you are preparing for?
Yes, I feel now that the whole environment of a school and a college is entirely different. So I'm preparing myself for that, and I'm preparing myself to meet new people, get to know each other, and speak. Apart from that, since I'm joining a law college, I'm trying to become more aware and read the newspapers and be in touch with current affairs as well.
Because how is well, you have to see the comparative difference. I wish I would known it, but how are you anticipating? Do you have any insecurities, any fears, any apprehensions, any doubts?
Yes, ma'am, I do have. I'm actually anxious about the first day of college. So basically, right from my pre-KG till 12th, I have been studying in one single school. So now so I have had a same set of friends and I'm adjusted to this environment. So now going to college, I have that fear right now.
Who do you think you will go to when you are in doubt?
I think I'd approach my parents for sure and also my friends.
Okay, let's go to Sad. Sal, you're one of the youngest in the group. You're only 13 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your school? Tell us about your school. Which class are you in?
I study in
And
Tree
you're
House
from
High
the
School.
Indian Talent Olympiad. Tell us
Yes, ma'am.
about your Indian Talent Olympiad. Tell the all your friends about the Olympiad. So is Rehab. Rehab, you two are from the Indian Talent Olympiad.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about while Rehab I passed through. You tell us, Sal, what is this Indian Talent Olympiad, please?
Ma'am, I have participated in it for the first time, so I don't know much about it.
Participated for the first time.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is it that you participated in?
I participated in GK, computer, English, and mathematics.
Is studying or taking an exam?
It's taking an exam.
Hmm. How did you choose to take this Indian Talent Olympiad? How?
In online exam, it is online exam.
How did you identify this online? How did you get to know?
Ma'am, I was exploring about Olympiads, so I got to know about Indian Talent Olympiad. So I participated in it.
And why did you choose these subjects? Did you need, or you wanted to do more? You wanted to learn more? Why did you choose these subjects for the Indian Talent Olympiad and to do online along with your schooling?
I wanted to learn more. I have also participated in other Olympiads. In SOF Olympiads, I have participated in 7 Olympiads. I have also participated in Hummingbird Olympiads.
How did it help you?
It helps me learn more.
And the study material you got was it same as the books or was it different or
Ma'am, I
more?
have actually only bought SOF and Hummingbird books.
Sorry, what did you say?
I have only bought Hummingbird and SOF books.
Acha.
I have
Have
not
you
bought books from the Indian Talent Olympiad.
even Rishab is a 13-year-old. Rehab, sorry. Even Rehab is 13 years old. Both of you in the same age group. Rehab, how does it help you? How did the Indian Talent Olympiad help you?
It boosted my confidence that if in future I would have to attend an Olympiad or a competitive exam, I might be able to attend that, and I might have that confidence that I can do it.
Interesting. Would you like to say anything more, Saad, before I go to the next one?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I don't see her number, name, next one, because it's covered under this. What's her name? Can you speak? Can you switch on your mic? Yeah, Eva.
Eva.
Eva?
Eva.
Yeah.
Eva.
Yeah, carry on. Eva? So, Eva, you are from Kota. Kota is a Kota factory. You all the time, there's a movie on Netflix called Kota Factory. So, are you
Yes,
living
ma'am.
in the factory? How are you being impacted every time you say, I'm from Kota?
Well, actually, I think there's a whole different perspective of mine, and everyone has different views on how they look for. While I came here, I did not realize it as a factory because I feel blessed and I am so grateful towards my teacher that they have been highly helpful towards not only about my academics but even the non-academic fields. Like for example, even when I felt sick or I wasn't able to attend the classes, they were there and they even called me up like why aren't you attending the classes? Apart from me, there are many more students whom my teachers particularly look by, and there are different sort of doubt sessions also happening. So there's not just about academics. We are also held. There are also yoga classes happening every Thursday, 4 to 5 p.m. With which we really help. It really helps to lower down the stress and gives us a relief not only to our mind but also to our body. Apart from that, I am into many co-curricular activities. So with that, it basically is a mixture, and I particularly feel it is as a blend, not just as a factory of producing the students with AIR.
But how do you feel reading about this so much every time Kota is talked about?
Ma'am, particularly, I felt that people are being surrounded with a lot of negativity. Of course, if there is something negative, there might be something positive about it. And I have never felt that any of the articles talking about the positive perspective of quota, because w- with whatever happened last year, the incidents, and it was a big traumatic experience for everyone out here, and we even felt so shivered, and there was a scare one in our heart all the time. But while I felt that nobody was highlighting the fact that there are so many different things even in Kota, they were all focusing on one such dilemma, which I felt was somehow being hindered, and which I felt that it could have been better. People could have explored it and understood it on a bigger picture rather than having a very small and a narrow and a short minded perspective about Kota. This is what I felt.
So, what is more different from Kota other than a very important coaching center?
Other than very important coaching centers, what I realized was there are so many different there are different experiences of places. For example, I went to the park, I went to the mall, I also explored different activities, different social activity. For example, one of our friends, we joined some of the students in the morning 5 a.m. And apart from that, as a group, I truly have felt that here after coming, there is a big interaction with the different people, with the students who have came from different states, and they have a different whole sort of perspective, their notion of coming here. So you learn a lot from them, and the outcome is that it whole solely comes to be a perfect picture. So yeah, this is what I believe.
Are you planning to study there since you're anyway a resident? Are you planning also to get into the some any coaching classes to do better for yourself? Are you planning or you don't need to?
Ma'am, actually, I am enrolled in a coaching institute.
What subjects?
Ma'am, for physics, chemistry, and bio. And apart from that, they also prepare us for subjects like English and physical education. Not only that, we are also given the extra classes for practicals where we are taught about. In chemistry, particularly, we are learning, and in physics, we were able to conduct the experiments on chapters such as ray optics and wave optics. And biology experiments will be also conducted soon by all of us.
But tell me, Eva, tell me, why? How is the school not able to match what Kota does in the school itself? How? How is it different? Because you are missing out
Ma'am,
on
I
school.
think
School is also
yes.
very vital. So you are missing out very vital years of the school. Instead, you're focusing only on the subjects. So tell me, is that the reason? Because you are miss at the cost of all extracurricular learning in the school, you're focusing only on these subjects.
Ma'am, I feel that here when I have got enrolled in a coaching institute, I felt that there is a more sort of focus and determination towards a particular goal which we want to pursue in our lives. Whereas when we talk about school, school not only focuses, of course, it focuses on the subjects, but apart from that, there's so many other co-curricular activities happening there, and there's a sort of entertainment and joy present in the school. Whereas coaching, when we talk about it, there's a sort of more discipline there. You feel that in yourself that okay, we have grown up, we have become a bit mature, and this matters that now we have to compromise on a few things and work towards our goals. So this is one thing which I felt was truly different from schools and coachings. And apart from that, still being in coaching, we are particularly I am able to explore and follow my curricular activities which actually do not hinder my mental health a lot like many other would be here.
Are you, on one hand, you seem to be gaining on subject specialization. And that you are you also thinking what are you losing at this age?
Yes, ma'am. Sometimes at many different stages, I felt when I see the pictures of my friends in school that they're celebrating even the Independence Day and the fest, and there's so many science projects happening there. There is a sense of grief and a pain that okay, we are missing out on something. But as it is said that if you miss out something on the present in the present, you might gain a lot in the future. So this is one present thing, a good notion which is present in myself, that okay, I might be losing on a lot of different things that teenagers are focusing on, but I might also gain it. I might gain it on a different stage of my life. I might have lost it now, but I will surely achieve it in
Okay.
future.
But so you're aware of the gains and the losses, and you're
Yes,
making a
ma'am.
choice. Okay. All right,
Yes,
Ria.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Ria, now back to you from Ajmer. Tell us about yourself, Ria.
Ma'am, my name is Riya Prajapati. As you know, I am from Samrat Senior Secondary School. I am in a class 10th, and my hobbies are singing and reading books that you know.
So, what is your career moving towards?
I'm I decide to become an engineer.
Oh, and you're not looking at quota factory.
No,
So, how will you do it? By yourself? By your schooling? Or what? How? What's your plan of making it on your own?
by schooling, ma'am. By self-studying from phones online.
Is the school making any special provision for you for extra classes?
No, ma'am.
But so you're working on your own.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you considered the Olympiad, the Indian Talent Olympiad, which could probably help you for an online course material and classes?
Yes, ma'am. I did.
You've searched for that?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
are you considering?
I searched from the online.
And then what happened? You searched and then?
I think that from this I can learn many things and
आप
uh, um,
हाँ बताओ.
and made my life a uh, very powerful.
अच्छा तो तुम ऑप्शंस एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हो.
Yes, ma'am.
So Sainash, can we go to the questions now? Or would you have something else in mind?
नहीं, आप क्वेश्चन आंसर करें जी.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the Q&A you have sent and you shared your Q&A. Let's see what you all have in mind. Okay,
Because
Reha?
they
हाँ, carry on. Yes, Saina?
नहीं, क्वेश्चन आंसर्स करते हैं because they might need that kind of attention for question answer.
Okay. Okay, Reha, what's your questions, Reha?
Yes. And the question which I wonder is that as every child has he has a face and age which is an age. So he gets like mobile connections, computer addictions. So is there any book or your experience can motivate us for some things?
Riya, we'll come back to you because your question, your internet seems to be fluctuating. Your internet connection seems to be fluctuating. So, Sujata, maybe we can skip at the moment Rehab and we can go to Yashvi. Let's see how's Yashvi's internet connection doing. Yashvi, can you speak? No. Even if Yashvi's question is vibrating. So, what do we do? Let me try others. Sorumitha? Sorumitha? Yeah, yours is okay. Please leave the studio and rejoin. Who did you ask? Who? I think so.
Rehab, Vita, you leave the studio and rejoin.
Okay, let me try Rashmi. Yashvi, can switch on your mic and see?
Yes, ma'am.
I can hear you well. Okay, go ahead. What's your question?
So, ma'am, my question to you was that you have been an advocate for women's rights. So, can you share some particular or specific initiative that you are very proud of, and then its impact on the communities involved?
You see, I am. Well, you can say that I am speaking up for women's rights, but I'm basically talking about responsibilities and rights, and not only women. I speak up or I believe in a responsible behavior, and every child, every adult, every teenager realizes responsibilities and rights. And before they think of rights, if they can think of responsibilities, automatically they'll start understanding and appreciating rights. Now, why only women? Why only women? Well, women, because the society or the parents don't look at boys and girls equally. They look at their lives differently. They look at the trajectory of their lives differently. They look at the trajectory of their daughter differently, and they look at the trajectory of life of their son differently. They take the life son of, they take the uh, relationship or association or long-term living together with the son, whereas they don't look at it different. They don't look at it this way for their daughters. So they, what happens is that their way of grooming girls is different, is one way, and the ways of grooming boys is different. They take things for granted with boys, but they don't take things for granted with girls, because they think girls are with them for a while only and not for long. Whereas they think boys are there with us for long, and we can handle and talk to them or inculcate certain values later. So what I do is, what I have a gut feeling or need is that I want the girl and the boy to be looked at equally. Because for me, the growth years for girls and boys are very valuable equally. And cannot take a future for granted. Who is going to be where? I do not know. I cannot take it for granted. Whereas parents start taking it for granted where the girl is going to be, let's say beyond 21, 22, and where the boy will be beyond 21, 22. They start believing that 21, 22 boy would be around, and they start thinking the girl will not be around, and that she may choose her life differently. So I would say, I do not know, the future is not asked to see, one does not know, but I am for an equal growth, equal understanding of responsibilities and rights and skills and talent for girls and boys, whatever the age, and then see how it goes. That's how I talked about rights of the girls earlier rather than later. Similarly, responsibilities for the boy earlier than later. So I would probably focus on responsibilities and rights together, because every right comes with an equivalent responsibility. If you have a right of equal growth from your parents, equal education, equal grooming, equal investment, then as girls, you have equal responsibility to grow up to feel responsible for the future, for the higher age of your parents. Whereas girls might just think, oh no, that's not their responsibility because they're going to be elsewhere. And the boys may start thinking, taking it for granted, that they are anyway going to be here and we'll see how it goes. So there are many versions. I'm only talking one point. So this is how I look at the growth and the rights and responsibilities of girls and boys. Yashvi?
Thank you so much, ma'am, to listen to your perspective and your side of this thing. Your side of the story basically changes my mentality to a whole different extent, because as you said, both girls and boys are equal, and parents should look at them, and everyone in the society should look at them as equals. Thank you.
And I'm for equal potential realization.
Correct.
And it's not because you invest into them because it's going to come back to you. It's investment into boys and girls because they are lives and they have to live the rest of their lives. How much they return as an investment, as maybe emotional attachment and involvement towards their parents, but towards society, they have an equal potential to realize, both girls and boys,
Yes.
with the quality education we are all getting now. Okay. Now let me see if Rehab is back. Yeah, can you check? Switch on your mic and see if your internet is balanced. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Ask your question.
Number was that every child has to face an age which is a teenage, and in a teenage of a child, he gets attracted to distractions like mobile phone abuse or drug abuse or any other abuse or any other substances. So is from your experience, or is there anything by which we can save ourselves from getting in that?
The fact that you are saying that the teenagers get distracted and you have even identified the causes of distraction, which means that you know the distractions, which means it's not suddenly happening. It's not by chance. It's a conscious awareness that this distraction is happening. Then the next question is, who should tell you this is in your good, for your good, or is not for your good? Who would tell you? There are two persons who can tell you. One is your parents. Second is your teachers. Right? Right? Your friends can also tell you, but you probably will not respect that much as much. But if your parents tell you, and if your teachers also tell you, that that's a message for you. Now the question is your choice. Do you respect that, or do not respect that? Second, how is it impacting you as a child, as a youth? Is it distraction costing you in academic excellence or achievement in extracurricular activities, or in your behavior pattern or time spent with your parents? Is it impacting you? So parents could tell you how it is impacting you. Teachers could also tell you how it's impacting you. But you alone know best how is it impacting you. They see it externally, you see it internally. Now the question is, parents can tell you how many times. Teachers can tell you how many times. They're telling you, but are you absorbing it? Are you realizing it? Are you respecting it? The choice is in your hands. The question which you have as a teenager to ask yourself is, what is it that I want? How much I want? Who do I want to be? What's costing me in that want of my purpose? So that's your choice. But the question is, when do you ask yourself? While sleeping? While being in your waking hours? These are your questions. The choice, Rehab, is yours. Others will guide you. They'll point out to you. But you have to finally choose and put away your distractions. Only question is, you might ask, how can I keep away from distractions? How? And there are many methods. Now that you can ask for guidance. But one guidance which I can give you is, whatever is your distraction, you start distancing yourself gradually from it, inch by inch, inch by. It's like supposing you have a friend who's not a good friend, whose company is not a good company. How do you start distancing yourself from a friend? You start meeting that person less. You start talking to that person less. You start listening to that person less. You start reaching out to that person less. And you start distancing yourself. So what do? You create a distance from that. So supposing you are being very addicted to the phone all the time, what do? You start distancing yourself from it. You start distancing yourself from it. How do you distance yourself? You then put it away. You lock it away. You put it away and lock it away, and you train yourself and discipline yourself that you will not touch it for the next 1 hour. You will not touch it for the next 2 hours. You do this minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, and that becomes a habit. Just as being addicted to or dependence to in it for whatever reason. Well, now this is not distancing for education. You might be using it for research. You might be using it for reading. So that's a part of your reading material. But if you're using it for gossip, time pass, sharing fun. Then you are distracting. You're watching programs which are only talking about what dresses they wear, or things which you are not that's not your priority of this age, of this age. So there's an age priority. If it's not meeting your priority, then you start distancing yourself. Then you put this away in your, switch it off and put it away. And then you decide, I'm not going to go back to it for the next 2 hours. And I'm going to finish this subject of mine before I return to it. And I'll take a short break. And I will now work on it only for the next 15-20 minutes and then put it off again. Now that's discipline. So basically, it is teaching discipline to avoid a particular or deal with a particular distraction. It can be any. It can be a phone and it can be a friend. Right? It can be anything. Now, I do not know. There can be many. Even eating frequently is a distraction. I want to eat. Every half an hour you want to eat, but you distance yourself. Okay, I'm going to eat only when I'm hungry. So you take help. So you also can take help. If you're at home, family can help you. So this is what I rehab. I would think that it's a choice you make. You're aware, and then you take help or you help yourself.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I will surely keep these insights of yours with me, and I will try to implement them in my daily life. Thank you, ma'am.
Good, sir. Because if it's a bet on how much value you attach to your energy and time. You have two assets at the moment. You have energy and you have time. Energy is coming from your age and health, and time is coming from because you're young and you are at the moment you have age on your side, you have health on your side, you have energy on your side. It depends on where do you want to put your energy and your time best to get the best results. So you must value your assets. Strength of the youth is time and energy. Strength of the youth is not money. You don't have money at the moment because you're not earning, but you're healthy and you have time. What is the strength of your parents? Is money and their skill. Their money and their skill. They have health, they're very fortunate. But you have more time concerning your elders. Your elders, your grandparents may have property, but they may not have best of health. They may not have maximum a lot of time and energy. So you see, every age has its own strengths and weaknesses. You have to realize as youth, what are your strengths? Your strengths is energy and time. And if you live your life well, then if you use these two, you make it to your examinations and you make it to your grades, and then you hop onto your jobs where you get money. Where once you get job as a youth, you got money, you got health, and you got energy. Free. And you even have age on your side because you're youngster. By the time you go into middle age. So very important thing is, what do you want? How much you want. Okay, Riya? I explained it in more detail so that it's benefiting the other youngsters who are listening, taking the advantage of your question.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So next question. Riya, your question? Yes, Riya.
Ma'am, my question is, what are the critical skills that students should be developed to thrive in the future?
I think the most critical strength, which is your basic foundation, is your integrity. How trustworthy are you?
Yes.
Because if you have a good foundation of a good human being, it's trustworthiness. And you cannot be trustworthy by being dishonest. You cannot be trustworthy by being falsehood. You cannot be trustworthy by respecting what your assets, what others give you, and how you value it. You cannot be trustworthy if you do not respect what the guidance your teachers and parents are giving you, and you let it go. So I think the most important quality of it for a child to develop is to be trustworthy and to be disciplined. So trustworthy and being disciplined puts your whole life in perspective. Like, for instance, you are trying to do law, right? Am I right, Ria? Now, to do law, you will have to study a few hours every day, must, and also how sensitive you are, or if somebody tells you as a lawyer, or as it is will come later. But supposing you are given a particular task by your family or by your, and you live up to it, and you live up to it with great respect and trust. This is where you're building a reputation of yourself. Not only will it be now, even it will be later, it will be carry. Your friends will say, Ria is very trustworthy. Oh, now she's a lawyer also. You can go and give her your case, because she will respect it. She will serve you well. But you become a lawyer, but as a child or as a teenager, your reputation is of gossiping away, or being unfair, or not being honest to yourself. When you become a lawyer, they'll say, well, she knows the law, but she's not trustworthy. She will say something else and do something else. She will not be sensitive to your case. She only wants to make a very heavy fee out of you and do a case, but she's not trustworthy. Watch out. So if you build your reputations of being trustworthy, being honest, and being hardworking and being disciplined, these are your critical skills. If you adopt them now and practice them, and alongside do your studies, which you have to do, otherwise, how will you get a law degree? So I think the critical skills are your values of being honest, trustworthy, and disciplined. And hard work comes along. Thank you. All right, Eva, what's your question? Eva? I think I'll come back to Eva. Who else can I say? Go to Sat. Sat
Yes,
from Bombay.
Saromita.
Because some notice, some internet seem to be frozen a little.
Yes, Saromita. Eva, you join again, beta. Saromita.
Yeah, Eva can join again. Now, Eva's joined again. All right, Surumita, I'll come to Eva after Surumita. Okay, Surumita, carry on your question.
Beta, put on your mic, Saromita.
Yeah, speak.
Am I audible now, ma'am?
Yes,
Yes,
you are.
beta.
Yes. So are you always this confident as you are now, or did you have your fair share of insecurities, anxiety, or underconfidence? And if so, how did you gain confidence and reach this level?
Confidence doesn't happen overnight. It comes by doing little things every day, where you stretch yourself little. You read, you write, you recall, you take a test. Every test takes you to become more confident. Every examination takes you closer towards your result. It's by doing. So by playing, by doing, by reading, by thinking, by speaking, by preparing, and then achieving small wins is confidence building. And it does not stop. Haven't you seen the Olympics? What's happening in Olympics? How have they expressed the confidence at the last stage to win a medal? It was a long preparation, of a daily preparation. How did they exercise that confidence at that stage is the kind of deeper preparation they've done. That's what Olympics is giving you today, isn't it? So how did they get this confidence today? Is by the practice done every day. And they cannot take it for granted. The practice goes on, which means doing, thinking, practicing right things, right value systems. So if you look, your answer today lies in the championships. Who became a champion? And it is all about everyday habits. Your everyday habits makes you confident or lose your confidence. And also an attitude to life, that if I don't make it, I'm not doing it, but I've not got the same result. Do I consider myself as a failure, or do I learn a different way of doing it? Can I take help? And then you do it again. You learn in confidence. It's like a growing up child. How does a child become confident talking? In getting up. The child falls and gets up on their own. The child looks at some support and gets up on their own. And then he starts running and he starts laughing, and he starts helping. Somebody gives him a help also, but he starts, and he loves it. Now I can get up, I can run, and I can take the support, I can jump, I can do this high jump. It's all by doing. So life is all about growing up through doing and earning confidence by that doing. Okay. Who else doing? Eva?
Yeah, Eva.
Eva, your
Yes,
turn.
ma'am. Ma'am, my question is like as we grow older, the art of acceptance is what that gets left behind. And majority of our life we start living in delusion and denial, which ultimately leads to lower self-esteem, no self-confidence, and at the end of the day it somehow deteriorates our mental health. So what are the various ways in which we can actually understand the scenario and be mentally prepared to handle the situation?
Saina was keen on answering this question. Let me see what she has to say.
No, no, no. One, yes.
She's
Eva,
talking about uncertainty.
no.
She's talking about how do you handle uncertainties of life. As you grow, things keep changing. She says, how do you handle uncertainty?
Jay Dharima. Beta, you've asked 2, 3 questions. This is not one question. Just phrase your question again.
Ma'am, I was saying that as we grow older, we do not understand this, and we do not basically understand the art of acceptance and start majority living our lives in denial and delusion. So
One,
what?
we'll talk about acceptance and denial first, and then we come to the second part. Huh?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about acceptance and denial. Okay. Children, for a moment, just shut your eyes. For just a minute, shut your eyes. Okay, open them. Open them, my children. When your eyes was shut, could you see?
No, ma'am.
So open your eyes. When your eyes were shut, could you see reality? My child, Sad, open. Open your eyes. Now, you've opened your eyes. Can you see? Right? What can you see, my child? You can
The
see
reality.
me? You
Yes,
can
ma'am.
see me? Why are you going to tell yourself you can't see me? Now, part 2, denial. We have Sad, Saromita, Tia, Yashvi. Just imagine that we are not doing this online. We are sitting together and talking to each other. Huh? I'm asking you, Eva, bache, shut your eyes for a minute. Only Eva. I'm trying to do this so that you all remember. Maz, Grace. Yashvi, Ria, Saromita, Sad, Rehab. You're in the room. Go open Ria. Go open Eva's eyes. Go. Can you do it? Eva has to open her eyes her own self. There are certain things in life which you have to do by your own self. And if you close your eyes, you can't see. But if you open your eyes, you can see. Now, coming to your second question. You've understood, all of you, my children, till here?
Yes.
Who's going to open your eyes?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. Now, you open your eyes, you're going to see reality. Now, the part comes of facing the reality. This is reality. Yeah, Eva, run away from it. Go run. Go run, my bacha. Where are you going to go? So what is the key? Answer. What do you do with that reality? Accept it. And then accept it, and then we stare at it. We face it. Yes. See, you have the answer. You face it. Now comes to the last part of your question. How do you face it? That's where you start filling up your being. Okay. Who's going to face it? I want to answer this in a way that you remember for the rest of your life. You're not going to get this 1 hour again. My child, who's going to face the reality?
We ourselves.
Yes, but Eva's what? Eva's inside is going to face the reality? Or Eva's outside is going to face the reality?
My inside is going to face the reality.
Yes, Eva's inside is going to face the reality. What is inside Eva? Faith, prayer, confidence, hard work, sabr, patience, tenacity, fortitude, gratitude. A last part of the answer. Eva?
Yes, ma'am.
Show me your hand, little fingers. This is magic, my child. What do you want to pick and put inside? Pick it up. What do you want to pick and put inside, my child? You want to put anger inside you? No. You want to put distractions inside you? Okay.
No.
Here, distraction. Take it. You want it?
No. No, ma'am.
Patience? You want patience?
Yes. Yes.
You want love?
Yes.
You want love? You want wisdom? Pick it up,
Yes,
my child. Pick it up, my child. You want care?
Yes.
You want self-respect?
Yes.
My child, you want hard work?
Yes, ma'am.
You want fortitude? You want peace of mind? You want contentment?
Yes, ma'am.
You have to pick, my child. And what does this mean? Hard work. This is not going to be easy. It's not as easy as Saina ma'am showing you these little pens and you picking it up. It's not as easy as that. But it can be as easy as that. If you make a strong resolve, what do you want to fill Eva with? Who do you want Eva to be? And then you just choose not to pick up those other things. And by chance, if you've picked it up with your hand, you will remove it. It's not the end of the world. So you've got the magic in your hands. And all that I've said is already within all of you. आपको पता है, आप ये किताबें पढ़ रहे हो इसलिए मैं आपको बोल रही हूँ, ये आत्मा के गुण हैं. We all have a soul within. ये आत्मा के गुण हैं. आपके अंदर ये सब है. उसको जानना है और पहचानना है. And you have to use the magic of your fingers to pick it up for yourself and fill up your life with it. Eva, has with Ma's blessing, you've got your answer, my child?
Yes, ma'am, properly. I've got my answer. Thank you.
You've all felt it? You've all felt what I've said? Okay. Now this is a little takeaway time with Mummy's permission. This has been my sharing with Eva and all of you. But there's one more sharing, which I'm going to do, and then we'll close the program with Mummy's permission. It's for Saromita. Saromita, I can see your little expression. Now this is the time to be brave and courageous. Why? You're going to be doing law. And this is for all of you. You're going to be doing law. Do you know you're entering one of the most, I've seen life very closely, and I'm telling you this. You're entering one of the most noble professions. But I want to ask you a question. When a matter comes to you, is it a matter? Is it a file? Is it a case? Is it a client? Or is it a human life? It's, unmute my child. Unmute. I can't hear you.
Am I audible now?
Yes. Is it a
It's a
client?
human.
It's a human life. Will you ever forget that? It's not a case number. It's not a file. It's not a matter. It's a human life. Will you start, please, studying your 5-year law, how you read a Shastra, how you read a holy book? If you want to become that kind of a lawyer, now that you will decide what kind of a lawyer you want to become. Will you read your law books like a Shastra? Third, confidence now cannot be an issue for you. You have to face the court, the honorable court. You have to practice and talk in front of thousands. There's going to be a life dependent on you. So confidence cannot be an issue for you. So 2 things you will take away with you today. Reading your law books like a Shastra. Treating the court like a temple. And if you're going to treat the papers in front of you like a human living life, which it is, and understand that somebody is depending on you, then confidence will never be the issue, because truth will give you that power. Truth will give you that confidence. And another quality which you need to develop is tenacity, because in law you're going to need that. You're not going to give up. You're not going to go through mental fatigue. You're not going to go through emotional and spiritual fatigue. So gear up. Get ready. You are going to become like a soldier, a warrior of justice, a gentle warrior of justice. Gear up. It's a very, very noble profession you're entering.
So
Gear
whatever,
up.
whatever Saina is saying is applicable to all the 6 of you. Soramita, Ria, Yashvi, Eva, Rishabh, and Sad. It's applicable to all of you, to all your books, answering all your questions. If you start looking at your work as tapasya, as student life is a tapasya, it is a tapasya. So those of you who look at your books as shastras, as she rightly says, and your work as a tapasya, you start getting the rewards internally and externally. Internal reward will be your inner confidence, your habits building, your character building, your foundation. So once you made your foundation, you'll keep flowering. It's like right kind of nutrition given to the seed as a child. You keep flowering the rest of your life, because you will be fruit bearing. And that kind of a fruit means rewards of your hard work. You keep sharing for the rest of the society as much as you want. But being truthful, trustworthy, faithful, disciplined, organized, time managing, and uncertainty. Remember one thing, Eva, finally, I would say. Certain things which are gone are gone. You've got to accept that as reality. Now, this event, this program is finishing in another minute. It's gone. I can't repeat it. So the only choice you had was accept it and absorb as much as you can. But now it's gone. I can't bring it back. So time which is gone will not come back. All you have to do is accept this fact that this is going. All I have to do is capture the best out of it. I cannot say stop and don't go. No, it is going. Reality is I have to keep growing. I, from a childhood kindergarten, from primary school, I've come to middle. From middle, now I've come here, and I'm going to go. So only thing I have in mind, in my hands, is what do I do with this passing time? It's certain to go. It's certain to go. But resilience developing, accepting reality and being grounded is being grounded. It's being real. You learn to face uncertainties of life. And there are lots of uncertainties in life you will be facing as you grow. Climate change is going to be very threatening to all of you. All of you, climate change will be very threatening as you grow. It will get worse by the day. Till it settles down, I do not know when. So be strong, be physically strong, and mentally and spiritually strong. Both. All physical strength, mental strength, spiritual strength. All this is combination of whatever Saina told you. Okay? So much for this. We will stay in touch with you. Book reading sessions. You'll keep getting a morning nutrition every morning from Shivani Arora, who's part of the team. And you'll get it and you can share it with your friends. So we will be nutritioning you every morning with a very positive, energetic thought for you to absorb for yourself and share it with your friends and relatives. Till then, God bless you. We'll stay connected. We'll spend Diwali, etc., together. You'll get messages. All the best and God bless you.
Lots of love. You are our hope and future. Lots of love to you. Jai Dharima.
Jai Hind, and wish you all a great Independence Day. Celebrate 15th of August at your home or schools everywhere and do it with devotion and with love and responsibility and rights. Bye-bye.
Jai
Thank
Dharima.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Jai
you.
Dharima. We thank our audience. Thank you. We see you soon. Thank you. Jai Dharima.